Hello, everybody, and welcome to our final episode of Zendikar Rising Set Preview. And I have a very special guest. He is the expert in multicolored cards. He collects multicolored cards, anything shiny. Let's all welcome Sho. Sho, good evening.
Good evening, good evening.
Ayun. Sho, excited ka na sa Zendikar Rising?
Okay lang. Pandamay lang ang COVID, pero okay lang.
Okay lang. Pero na kayo nakita sa Zendikar Rising the whole set na murag uy kani murag dapat mangita day kag upat ani or something.
Naaman po do. Na. Definitely na.
Okay. So tonight, tonight, or this afternoon, when you're watching this, we will be covering the multicolored, the lands, and the artifacts. So we will start off with the most juiciest, the multicolored ones, because that is why my guest is here. So, are you ready, Sho?
Ready kayo.
Oy, ready kaayo. So, let's start off with our first multicolored mythic, and she is the bad guy of the story. And she, ayan na naman nating technical difficulties. Ayan na naman. Nahiri, Heir of the Ancients. Nahiri, Heir of the Ancients is a legendary planeswalker Nahiri with 2 colorless, 1 red, and 1 white. And her +1 is create a 1/1 white core warrior creature token. You may attach an equipment you control to it. Her second ability is -2. Look at the top 6 cards of your library. You may reveal a warrior or equipment card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. And her ultimate is a -3 Nahiri, Heir of the Ancients, deal damage to target creature or planeswalker equal to twice the number of equipment you control. She has 4 loyalty. So, Sho, Nahiri, Heir of the Ancients, what do you think?
Initially, this is one of the first few cards na na-spoil. Medyo lukewarm. Then, well, full disclosure, di may ko maayo og standard. Pero, na-realize ako na pa man day Embercleave and murag solid man po ang mga equipment sa set. So, I think may potential maski you just go all the way with the +1.
Yeah. And
Kay,
just put
medyo beefy ang creatures eh.
Yeah.
Kay auto-equip.
Auto-equip. Tama, no? Biglang lumaki. +1 ka lang, may malaking creature ka na kaagad.
Yeah. Oo.
Ang
mga minus medyo underwhelming pero siguro pwede ang kaning -2.
Yeah.
-3 situational kung super loaded yung kag mga equipments.
Oh. True that. So in a limited standpoint, Sho, yung +1 lang ang relevant or is this a first pick situation?
Yeah, pwede kayo first pick.
Then,
pwede mag-build around. I mean, tapos, na may mga solid na equipments.
A little pro tip to everybody listening. Sho is one of the limited masters of the MTG Davao. So we'll talk more about limited. Pero for example, sige, mo ni ang first pick nako. So, unsa na ang imuhang draft order pag gusto nimo na mo draft heavy kay Nahiri? Would you focus more on creatures, especially warrior creatures na on color o equipments, or you still go with the flow?
Yeah, kung like if it's there, grab na kato mga on color na cards na compatible labi ng mga equipments, at least na sila.
Yes.
Colorless man, pero napoy colored pero gamay ra.
Yeah.
I think wala yung katanaw pod sa spoilers.
So,
pero napoy on color, I think.
Yeah, may on color, may mga equipments in the common, uncommon slot. It's either on color or off color, which is very, very good with Nahiri. And in standard, as Shaw said, Embercleave is still very relevant, but I think Embercleave is the only relevant equipment for the +1 to be really to shine. But the -2, since it Nahiri can reveal a warrior or equipment, you can make a warrior deck. It's either a Naya
Yeah,
warrior deck,
tama din.
a Boros warrior deck, and there are plenty of very proficient warriors that you can see in standard. In a Would this be your new Boros commander, Voltron commander show? Can this be your new
Dili
ano?
man,
Ay, hindi man pwede Planeswalker
dili man siya
commander.
pwede. Oo.
I'm
Oo.
sorry.
Pero pasok siya kung like Voltron kung naay red and or white, red and white.
Yeah.
Pasok kayo.
Pasok kayo at sukarap masyado.
Mm.
And with that out of the way, Nahiri, Heir of the Ancient Show, is this a yay, a nay, or a meh?
Yay. Okay siya. May
Okay.
potential.
So, hindi natin kita ang price check nung Nahiri, pero tama din price speculator. Pero we will now proceed with our second mythic. And our second mythic is a Baduzi. She's my waifu, Nisa of the waifu Nisa of the of Shadowed Bows. Nisa of Shadowed Bows is a legendary planeswalker with 2 generic and 1 black and 1 green. And she only has 2 abilities, but her first ability has Landfall. Landfall, whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, put a loyalty counter on Nisa of Shadow Bows. Her +1 ability is untap target land you control. You may have it become a 3/3 elemental creature with haste and menace until end of turn. It is still a land. And her -5 is you may put a creature card with converted mana cost less than or equal to the number of lands you control onto the battlefield from your hand or graveyard with 2+1/+1 counters on it. And she has 4 loyalty. So, Sho, what do you think?
What a doozy.
What a what a doozy. Yes, so many words.
Grabe.
Yes.
Yeah, kasi dahil siya check so many boxes sa mga usable na planeswalker na
Abilities.
mga categories, like pwede nimo siya dili mo siya ma-defend kaya until end of turn lang, pero still taas siya loyalty po
Loyalty. Yeah. She enters the battlefield with possible 6 or 7 with a Fabled Passage.
Tama.
Tapos also still she is a mana ramp because she untaps a land and instead of giving the land vigilance, it has haste and menace. And the -5 is very good for mid-range aggro decks, mid-range decks.
Yeah.
Because
pwede ulti dayon, no?
Yes, pwede mag-ulti ka
The
agad.
turn she comes into play.
Yeah, so
Okay siya,
on turn 5.
Okay yung static.
Yeah, her static is very, very solid. Kay pwede pa rin siya mabuhay with a Fabled Passage in play. You play Nisa, play Fabled Passage, search, ultimate, grab your biggest creature and the biggest creature or from your hand. So pwede on hand din. So hindi gid siya dead card in a sense na maghintay ka pa yung creature magpunta sa graveyard, or you can put your Ulamog or your Eldrazi creatures into play for 4 mana or I think for for on turn 5. On turn 5 para siyang through the breach mana. It's very scary.
Yeah. Through the breach or zombify.
So this is the first time na we will see a planeswalker that has an additional ability that plus a loyalty counter just by putting lands. would this be the new template of Planeswalkers moving forward in the future?
I think you'll see mga maybe 1 or 2% at most siguro, unless pareha siya sa War of the Spark.
Yun kay
Okay.
static,
Ano naman siya
puro static abilities, yeah.
yeah.
Oh.
Like the past sets after war, seen how many mga 1 or 2 lang kabok na marag napoy na di ba? Like I think si Chandra and si Teferi.
Yun ang at least yung kina Chandra pati kay Teferi kasi it interacts with the opponent, while at least medyo watered down ng static ni Nisa because it only affects herself and not the board. So matagal pa natin marinig na i-ban kaagad si Nisa. So yun din, big shout outs to our listeners in our Discord. So with my MTG waifu Nisa, Shadow of Bows Sho, is this a yay, a nay, or a meh for you?
Yay na yay. So much potential.
Ooh, it's a yay. All right. So with that said, wait. So with that out of the way, nag-load pa kasi. We're going to proceed with our third and final mythic rare for the multicolored slot. And this one, I know you like, I like, everybody likes, and this guy is back for his 5th printing. So this guy is Omnat, Locus of Creation. Omnat, Locus of Creation is a legendary creature elemental with 1 red, 1 green, 1 white, and 1 blue. And he has 4/4. And Omnat says, when Omnat, Locus of Creation enters the battlefield, draw a card. Landfall. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, you gain 4 life. If this is the first time this ability has resolved this turn, if it's the second ability, add 1 red, 1 green, 1 white, and 1 blue. And if it's the third time, Omnat deals 4 damage to each opponent and each planeswalker you don't control. Sho. It's very good. Don't you think? What do you think?
Yeah. Super ramp commander.
Super ramp commander. But he does not ramp necessarily. Pero the effects, the having landfall, you just put 1 or 2 lands, and the second land will definitely ramp instantly for 4 mana out of nowhere. And the third time is like icing on the cake because it's like a wrath effect.
Yeah.
So
bro, ano niya? Sweeper.
Yes. So I've scoured the internets because in Twitch madami nang naga-test ng mga decks sa Twitch, and merong very very spicy na 4-color deck which involves Omnat and a lot of the flip modal mythics, the rares, because it helps
standard na.
Yeah, in standard flip modal mythics. Parang ang lands lang nandoon is 1 Triome, a bunch of temples, tapos the rest are like modal spells, and a lot of ramp, in a sense. May mga basics, may mga sprinkle, yes. So I'll try to post it later sa MTG Davao. It's already in. I will show it to you na lang in my FB. I think I saved this.
Sige.
So
would appreciate that.
Yes, we appreciate that because Omnat and the green mythic that we covered with Tonton, Ancient Green Warden, is walking side by side because they're elementals. And with Asusa, legal in standard, and Dryad of Ilisan Grove,
legal po din.
we will expect very, very Borken things So whenever everybody says, "Oh my God, standard sucks because mana fixing is very hard," green has you covered, and the appearance of Lotus Cobra, and so oh my God, when I
Ay, sus.
yes I sent
Murag,
mm,
murag mali itong assumption nga
na
green is
green
murag green has been getting all the goodies for the
yes
past pila ka years.
until
Last 2,
now
3 years siguro.
yes and until
Oh,
now
and
they are
still
still
getting some
blessed.
now, yeah.
They are still very blessed
Ay, sus,
with
ayo.
so after seeing this we also have reviewed a certain rare with Jesus, Nahiri's Lithoforming,
Oh, ito
and in this
tong
deck every nay card that we said in our red review is in this deck, and it is very very scary. It is very this
yeah.
deck is very very scary, and I hope I can build this and try this out in arena, and this deck that I might post or I will not post so that only show will know the deck is very very spicy. This deck is very very spicy. It's fun to play with, but I don't think it's constructed worthy in competitive standard, but Omnat is really good because if you do things right, like putting extra lands, Omnat will give you a very good payout. So mura siyang kapa sa
Ay, definitely.
yeah, especially in
Dagan
EDH.
pa kayo enablers
Yes.
for this standard, I think.
Yes. Yung na-mention ko na mga cards kanina, mga very very good na enablers 'yon, which is very very scary. And yun. So with that in mind, Sho, Omnat, Locus of Creation, in limited, is this a bomb automatically? Or would you like, nah, I'll pass
Ah,
this. First pack, first pick situation.
medyo medyo iffy pero kung if you're rare drafting, sure, why not? Solid value siya. Pero play wise, lisod siya build around for limited.
Yeah. Kasi
I
four
think.
colors.
4 colors eh.
Yeah. Only one person who is crazy enough to build this deck is one of the hosts here in the podcast right now. That's me. And a quick reminder to everybody right now, the normal printing of Omnat is running at around $14, and it's very very spicy because everybody is very
Yeah.
excited to play with this card. And if you can grab 4 copies and you would like to play Omnat in your standard decks, grab it as soon as you can. Because there's...
Sulit siya rare draft.
Yeah, so, di ba? Sulit, rare drop, bawi ng registration.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, with that out of the way, we will now end our mythics for the multicolored, and we will now quickly go over the rares of the multicolored, and we'll go with our very first card, which is for me very very spicy, with Nahiri, and this guy is Akiri Fearless Voyager. Akiri Fearless Voyager is a legendary creature core warrior with 1 colorless, 1 red, and 1 white. And Akiri has 3/3. And Akiri says, whenever you attack a player with 1 or more equipped creatures, draw a card. And you may pay 1 white mana. You may unattach an equipment from a creature you control. If you do, tap that creature and it gains indestructible until end of turn. Sho is spicy mitabore.
Medyo siya, medyo narrow.
Yes. Narrow in what sense?
Pero yeah, you have to commit yung sa equipment like for limited
Pero in Commander, I'm seeing Commander all over it.
Pwede kayo.
Yeah.
I mean, like, kung ako ang tanon, tanan man pwede sa Commander, pero definitely kanang legendary pod, so plus points.
Yeah.
Dali na kayo maka build around for Commander.
Okay, so we're done with standard because it's very narrow. We're done with commander. Now, first pack, first pick show. Is this a first pack, first pick situation?
Uh, no, no.
No.
Solid ang stats pero I don't know, wala po kaano pod ka-try siya sa mga draft sims
Yeah.
etc.
Pero
Kaya
from
wala pa ako na kayo.
pero this is a mid pick, solid mid pick if you're on color. I mean, this
Oh,
would
yeah, definitely. Kung
because
like
if
pack
you're
one pick one ka nahiri,
yeah.
okay like
Tapos yan ang
later
next mo,
on.
no? Yung parang, uy, narrow man daw, sabi ni Show. So, pass natin yan. Tapos yun ang nakita mo next hole. Wow. So, Akiri, limited me, constructed me, commander, we don't know. So, Show, for you, if you open a Akiri Fearless Voyager, what will you feel?
I feel down, man.
With that, there's a horn of disdain because the feel bads is there. So, so with that in mind, we'll just get out of Akiri's way, and we will now proceed with our next
Ay,
rare.
tama. Wait.
Yeah.
Last lang na kay Akiri. Mawa din siya doon sa trailer ata, no?
Siya yata yung namatay.
Yeah. One of the cameos.
Yung mga beshies ni Nahiri. I think mga beshies ni Nahiri na pinatay ni Nahiri. So, that's a little Vortos tidbit for you guys. So, with that out of the way, from a core, we will now go to a Hydra. And this Hydra is screaming +1/+1 all over itself. And this guy is Gracmo. Gracmo Skyclave Ravager. Gracmo Skyclave Ravager is a legendary creature Hydra horror with 1 colorless, 1 black, and 1 black and 1 green. And he has 0/0, and it says Gracmo Skyclave Ravager enters the battlefield with 3 +1/+1 counters on it. Whenever another creature you control dies, if it had a +1/+1 counter on it, put a +1/+1 counter on Gracmo. And when Gracmo dies, create an XX black and green Hydra creature token, where X is the number of +1/+1 counters on Gracmo. Sure. Hail Hydra
Is good.
is good. In what
Yes,
sense?
it's good.
In what sense is Gracmo very good?
It's it's a very value town population Hydra.
Populate Hydra. So stat wise, it's very good because it's a 3-drop for 3/3, right?
Yeah.
Then
ano siya it replaces itself kung mamatay.
Yeah.
So, parang solid yapon, like dili siya ma 1-for-1 like cleanly.
Yeah, pero
Unless exile mo.
Yeah.
So,
tapos meron pa yun siyang
okay
added
siya.
value of pag in limited if you lean to the meron siyang incremental advantage kung may +1/+1 ang ibang creatures nyo willing to block ang mga creatures na yun kaya even though mamatay yun, it gives the +1/+1 counter to Gracmo. And
muburot.
with the Ozulit, Ozulit still in standard, I think a Absan +1/+1 counter deck or a black-green +1/+1 counter deck is very, very viable because with the Ozulit, you can transfer +1/+1 counters, and when Gracmo dies, you get the creature, and the +1/+1 counters goes to the Ozulit. So, Value Town, as Shaw said, a big shout out to Michael Sabaldan. Value Town is a spicy town. So with that in mind, Shaw, Gracmo Skyclave Ravager, is this a yay, a nay, or a meh?
Yay.
And that's a yay. We're gonna give it the yay. So now we're gonna proceed with we're gonna inch by inch step up our review because I have a funny feeling that the rest of the these three rares that we're going to cover is more on the party side, and we're gonna start off with Casa Royal Chaser. Casa Royal Chaser is our legendary creature human wizard for 1 blue and 1 red. He has 1/2 flying haste, and he has the ability tap Casa Royal Chaser. The next instant or sorcery spell you cast this turn cost X less to cast, where X is the number of wizards you control as this ability resolves. Sho, what do you think of Casa Royal Chaser?
Ah, ah, personally, dili ko fan sa party na mechanic. At
Oh,
first, I was.
yeah.
Kay, I thought it worked differently. Like, one changeling online na.
Yeah. Oh, no.
That's
No.
not the case, yeah. That's
So,
not the case. You need a lot of you need board presence pa before
yeah.
maximize. So it's kind of reminiscent with the ally mechanic in BFZ block.
But this guy
Like,
is
in, in the sense
yeah,
na
a two drop
in
party
the
member, no. uh
yeah,
pero
in the sense na you need the board presence, you need
yeah,
parang commitment to the board na in advance before ka before mo siya ma-maximize.
so would this be a good replacement for Storm in Modern? Because
Um, uh,
if you have like Baral and this guy, so all your spells cost no, the next instant lang pala, so
Two
one,
less.
so one time use lang. So the feel bads is coming. And in limited show, do you think that this card would be like, oh my god, I see this in the first pack. Am I going to slam dunk it and going to make wizards to win the game, or you will pass Casa and pick a more efficient card?
I'll pass. I'll have to pass Kaza. I'm sorry.
Oh wow! So with that out of the way, Casa Royal Chaser Show, is this a yay, a nay, or a meh?
uh, I'd say nay.
Nay, nay.
I'm sorry to say Kaza. Yeah.
Casa, you're out of the party, but we're going to invite
Yeah.
another one, and she is back. And this legendary creature is very epic because I've been involved with this legendary creature way, way back, Splinter Twin time. And hindi na ako magsabi, but I won that game against her in play, and I hope I won't see her in standard. And she is Linvala, Shield of Seagate. So Linvala, Shield of Seagate is a legendary creature, angel wizard with 1 colorless, 1 white, and 1 blue for a flying 3/3 creature. At the beginning of combat on your turn, if you have a full party, choose target non-land permanent and opponent controls until your next turn. It can't attack or block, and its activated abilities can't be activated. Sacrifice Linvala, choose Hexproof or Indestructible. Creatures you control gain that ability until end of turn. Sho, is this the party leader of all party leaders?
uh, no, I think yung sa white yung party leader of all party leaders.
Yung +1/+0
Yung
and
si
Indestructible?
Tazri.
Si Tazri. Yeah.
Si
Ano yun
Tazri.
siya? Si Tazri ang organizer. Yung parang, dude, may party tayo,
Yeah.
dude. Tapos yung parang dating sila Tajuro
Si
Paragon. Again. So,
oh.
but
Pero
let's,
solid man siya, no?
yeah.
Si Linvala,
In
solid siya,
in a
solid. Solid
limited
stats, solid
solid
yung
stats,
last ability.
yes. Kasi when there is a board wipe, or you want to protect
Yeah.
the your biggest threat, you can sacrifice Linvala. And
Mm.
so my next question is she good enough, is she a good enough payoff to build a party around her?
Uh, parang for me, negligible na eh.
Yeah. So
Although, it's
yeah.
a good, it's a, parang okay siya na payoff, pero okay lang din na wala. Parang
Yeah.
ganun.
You won't feel the presence even if you don't have a full party because she is already solid
Yeah.
in a flying deck. So in standard, I think
Yeah.
the white blue flyers is still very prevalent. So having
Yeah,
Linvala,
if that's still a thing, okay
yeah,
to, yeah.
the flying deck is still a thing, and Linvala is a good addition to that deck to protect other
Mm-hmm.
creatures from Shatter the Sky and other board sweepers. So, with
Word.
that out of the way, Sho, Linvala, Shield of Seagate, is this a yay, a nay, or a meh? So,
It's a yay.
oh, so yay! Wow.
Yeah, pero I'm just gonna
Yeah.
clarify kasi with Casa, she's parang party mechanic, 'di ba?
No, he's just
Pero
a wizard. A wizard that
oo,
only
pero
looks
yung
for
may
wizards.
wizards lang. Okay,
Oh,
okay.
hindi party. Kaya gani, Horn of
Di
Disdain na yun
party.
siya automatically. So
Yeah.
pero si Linvala, anong tawag mo nito? Party matters. When there's no party, there's no happening.
Yeah.
Yun.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But
May
she,
have been too harsh on Casa, pero
yeah.
kung limited lang ang pag-usapan, medyo meh talaga for
Yeah, because
medyo na
with the flying haste, it tends with a very aggressively costed siya kasi parang 2 drop na 1-2 flying. Tapos uh if you're going to untap on the next turn with Casa in play, if you really want to cast that big spell, it's either you need a lot of wizards in play already or Casa lives long enough to so that you can cast your big instant or sorceries. Yun lang yung kay Casa.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And we're done with Linvala. And our next
Mhm.
party member is a downer. And this guy is Aura because he's awesome. Aura Skyclave Hierophant. Aura Skyclave Hierophant is a legendary creature core cleric with 2 generic, 1 white,
Mhm.
and 1 black. It has lifelink and 3/3, and it just says whenever Aura, Skyclave, Hierophant, or another cleric you control dies, return target cleric card with lesser converted mana cost from your graveyard to the battlefield. Sure. What do you think of this guy?
Ah, ay parang first look looks like parang combo piece.
Yeah.
Oh,
Tapos,
pero you know me, medyo it's not my thing, the combo decks.
oh yes. You're just smash and dash.
Mm,
You're the smash.
yeah.
Yung Netflix and smash, not the Netflix and combo.
Mm. Pero I mean, like as is, I think may value pa rin naman. Parang like
Yeah.
you can still have parang ano mo pa din, like ma abuse mo pa din yung kanyang ability. Like
Yeah.
ano ba yung before with the Kamigawa, like soul shift, so you recur yung mga lesser cost, although this one into play,
Yeah.
pero cleric lang.
Yeah, cleric matters. So medyo killjoy to na card kasi hindi ayaw niya ng kaparty.
Yeah,
Gusto lang niya ng mga katropa niyang clerics. So medyo
yeah.
medyo lol
To be
cow to siya.
honest,
Yeah.
medyo ang clerics medyo boring siya na tribe.
Big words. Big words. Oh my god. So, pero limited wise stats wise, is this a very good like mid build? If you see this in your black white draft, would you like, I'll get this card because it has solid stats? Does the 4 mana
Yeah,
cost? Yeah.
if you have if you
Yeah.
have enough clerics, yeah.
Yeah. And yun lang, payoff na naman kung madaming clerics or
Oh,
hopefully there's no cleric that can reanimate or just put another cleric from hand. from graveyard to hand, because a loop at this time is very very bad, and hopefully, but I think in Commander, Aura would be a very good commander for cleric decks, because from what I remember, uh clerics are like mono black in Scourge. Yung cleric matters. Scourge block ba yan, Sho?
Okay, okay.
Yeah. So, in Commander, you can...
Onslaught block.
Oh, yeah. So, in Commander, you can find a way to loop Aura in a 3-costed creature that can reanimate Aura over and over again. Or a cleric. Or there's a bunch of clerics, so the loop is always there. So, with us going round and round about Aura, Sho, is Aura a yay, a nay, or a meh?
Meh. Meh.
Meh. Oh, Kaguya-sama is very displeased. So with that in mind, we still have 5 multicolored cards coming up, but we're now going to pick up the pace, and we're now going to our next rare, and this one is a callback to a very very famous mythic way back in Zendikar times, and this guy is how do you pronounce this guy? Filat. Filat? Filat? Filat. Okay, I'm just gonna call him Fi. Filat World Sculptor. Filat World Sculptor is a legendary creature elemental with 4 generic, 1 red and 1 green for a 5/5 elemental creature. And it says when Filath World Sculptor enters the battlefield, create a 0/1 green plant creature for each basic land you control, and it has landfall. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, put 4 +1/+1 counters on target plant you control. So, Sho, is this Avenger of Zendikar 2.0 or Avenger of Zendikar 0.5?
Whatever it is, it's scary shit.
Why? Why it's scary shit? Why is it scary?
Yeah. Daghan ka ng tokens pag ETB.
Yeah. For each basic land man din. It's still. So kung mag-ramp ka ng all forest and all forest, pati all mountains, you will still have very many lands pala. Okay. Very many green plant. Oh dear. Ugh. But with the second ability Sho, which would you prefer? Would you prefer the Avenger of Zendikar ability, where the +1/+1 counter is spread across all creatures, all plants, or or
definitely
Pilot is much
Avenger
better?
of Zendikar.
Avenger is much better. So this is like a watered down and this is a watered down Avenger.
Rare lang din.
Yeah, we're rare. Tapos basic lands lang din, not all lands. And it only gives +1/+1. So in limited Sho, is this a slam dunk first pack first pick situation?
Yes. Windmill slam.
Windmill slam. Is this a Sir Charles Barkley guarantee?
Yeah.
Guarantee.
Seal of approval.
Seal of approval. Guarantee. So, with that in mind, in limited, yes, I have to agree, this is very, very big. It's a big, beefy creature that can take over the game, because by that time, you will also have 6 basic lands, because I think the reason why Fi is worded like that, because of all the modal flip lands. You cannot you cannot jam, you cannot land drop all your So there's so you're focused on more basic lands. But the landfall mechanic, it doesn't matter if it's a modal or a basic land, you still get the bonus from the landfall triggers. So Sho,
Yes, yes.
overall, Filat. Filat. I don't know how to pronounce it. Please, I will check Google pronounce. Let's check. Uh, Google Voice. Wait. We will check on how to pronounce him. Uh, pronounce him. So,
Falath.
ayun. You heard it?
Flat.
Flat.
Yeah.
Wait.
Falath.
Yeah. So you've heard it flat.
Mhm.
Not.
Mhm.
So, Shaw,
Falath.
is this a yay, a nay, or a meh?
It's a yay.
It's a yay. Would you?
Yes.
So in Commander, would you build around this guy because it's already red green and red green is very friendly with landfall mechanics.
Yeah, it's parang different approach sa red green din na landfall.
Ooh, yes, true
Tapos
that.
yeah, medyo I think may potential maging high-powered commander din.
Yeah. So, with that out of the way, we'll go to our next multicolored rare, which is also a big beefy creature, I hope. And this guy is Verazol. Verazol, the split current. Verazol, the split current is a X generic mana, green, blue, legendary creature serpent with 0/0. And it just says Verazol, the split current, enters the battlefield with +1/+1 counter on it for each mana spent to cast it. Whenever you cast a kick spell, you may remove 2 +1/+1 counters from Verazol. If you do, copy that spell, and you may choose new targets for the copy. So, Shaw. Oh, is this Hydroid Crisis?
No.
So, what do you think about this card overall?
I'm gonna be honest. I'm not a fan of kicker. It's a good mechanic, pero it didn't age well
Yeah,
because of all the power creep.
yeah.
Pero this thing, medyo narrow yun siya.
But having a 2-drop 2/2, if you just cast it for green and blue, it's a grizzly bear with 2 +1/+1 counters on it, and it can wait on the next kicker spell that comes around. Or it's also a very good mana sink. So
Yeah, it's a good mana
yeah.
sink. Pero, diba, that's all it is eh.
Yeah.
It's
So without the
Barnes.
second line show, without the second paragraph, is this a first pack, first pick situation?
No.
I can feel the sadness
Na-spoil
in
tayo sa
ni Hydroid
Na-spoil tayo
Crisis.
sa Hydroid Crisis.
Yeah. And you have to dedicate yourself in if it since it's green blue, you might see Verazol in a green blue ramp kicker deck, which as Shaw would say it, it's very very sad times. So with that in mind, Verazol, the concurrent current or the serpent, is that a yay, a nay, or a meh?
Meh.
It's a meh. It's not a nay. It's just a meh because having
Yeah.
big beefy creatures in the end game, mid to end game in
Yeah,
limited
it's still
is
pretty
very
solid.
yeah, pretty solid. But I think this next card is one of the better big beefy creatures that we will see, and hopefully I will see a lot of this in standard. And this guy is, oh my God, lisod na sa kayo i-pronounce. Yasharn. Yasharn Implacable Earth. Yasharn Implacable Earth is a legendary creature elemental boar for 2 colorless and 1 green and one 2 generic, 1 green, and 1 white for a 4/4. And it says when Yasharn enters the battlefield, search your library for a basic forest card and a basic plains card. Reveal those cards and put them into your hand. Then shuffle your library. Then he also has players can't pay life or sacrifice non-land permanents to cast spells or activate ability. So, what do you think of Yasharn?
It's a really good sideboard card.
Not main deck?
No. I think like for the deck na gusto mo gamit sa kanya, I think crowded na ang 4-drop.
I think so too. But being a sideboard card, this is very solid because it prevents.
Yes. Pero I don't know kung sa standard may ma-shutdown ba siya?
Rakdos sacrifice decks. Pero meron pa kasi si Witch's Oven and baka may mga shenanigans pa about
tama.
sacrificing and all. And players can't pay life, so meaning even in the bolt lands, the mythic modal lands cannot be played with him in play. So you're stuck with a very big spell, and if the opponent they can't pay life, cast spells or activate abilities, and in limited
sila.
In limited, wait, what do you think of this card?
It's good stats and fixing.
Yeah,
it's really good.
Oh, it's also fixing. Oh, and it sure land drops for turn 5 and turn 6, and it also helps with your landfalls if there are smaller creatures.
And they know Delior. So yeah, very good.
And delay and good diretso. So dalawa.
Yeah.
So para siyang draw 2. Pseudo draw 2, and it's very good. Yes. So with that out of the way, Yasharn, parang when you cast this, parang makasabi ka ng yes sir. Yung Yasharn, implacable earth. Sho, is this a yay, a nay, or a meh?
It's a yay. It's a yay.
It's a yay. Let's put in that wow sound effect. And I think our next rare, we only have 2 remaining multicolored rares left, Sho. But this one, I think, is also very, very is spicy. And this guy is, oh my God, nanalisod na sa Zagras. Zagras or Zagras. Let's syllable it. Zagras, Thief of Heartbeats. Wow, he's a heartbreaker. Is a legendary creature, vampire rogue with 4 generic, 1 black and 1 red, with a flying that touch H 4/4. And this spell costs 1 less to cast for each creature in your party. For each creature in your party. So I am very okay, I get it. So other creatures you control have Death Touch, and whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a Planeswalker, destroy that Planeswalker. So, flying that touch haste 6 to cast 4/4. Is this a limited bomb?
Yes, it is indeed a limited bomb.
Yes.
Even without the party mechanic, I think you can parang 1 and 2 sulit na siya na discount.
Oh wow, tama. Turn 1, then turn 2 or turn 3, another party member. Then this goes down as a 4. Oh my
less
God.
Less 1, less 2 mana. Sulit na siya. Like,
oh my God,
drop.
Questing Beast. Oh my God. It's like a Questing Beast
for flying and the haste.
Yeah, flying. Oh my God. But the wording is other creatures.
That touch din.
Ano ka, if you have to take a guess, Sho, in the future, ano kaya ang perfect word sa Death Touch for Planeswalkers? Or i-errata na lang yun talaga nila na ang Death Touch kay pwede din sa hindi, kay si Questing Beast mo kusog.
Pwede. Yeah.
So,
I don't know kung may keyword for that
yeah,
na applicable.
decay.
Pero yeah, it's very solid na even if it's lang,
It's
parang
by himself.
discount 1 or
Yeah.
discount 2.
Oh,
Super solid.
pipe to
Because
cast
of the flying
purple.
haste, and then
My
if
God.
my board stalls sa ground, Death Touch will parang
Swing the board.
grabe
Oh, it's very dirty.
parang labad siya.
Oh, wow. It's very dirty in green. He took my heart away, but somebody owns it
Yes.
right now. So, wow, char. Yee, yee, click, click. Anyway, so with that in mind, this is a limited bomb, a constructed
Yes.
possible deck, because in black there are a lot of warriors and clerics, and red is full of warriors and wizards. So if you build around a black-red aggro deck in standard, having Zagras as your top-end questing beast, 3 or 4 copies of it in your main deck, you will have a 4/4 flying Death Touch haste in a very economically discounted price, which is very good. So, in Commander, this would be a good filler for vampire decks, or rogue
I don't
deck.
know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay. Medyo tight ang vamps I heard.
Yeah. Another shout out once again to Michael Sabaldan, who no, does he play vampires ba? I forgot.
No,
So,
wala sa Kalia.
yeah. Wala sa Kalia si vampire. So anyway, with that out of the way, Sagras took a lot of time from us. Sho, Zagras, Thief of Heartbeats. Is he a yay, a nay, or a meh?
It's a yay. It's a yay.
Yes, it's a yay once again for Zagra. And we are now going to our last rare for the multicolored section of our review. And this one is TL Yuri's favorite control card. Shout out to Yuri. Anything with flash is a control finisher for him. So let's give him Zaret Zan. Oh my god. Zaret Zan the Trickster. Zaret Zan the Trickster is a legendary creature for 3 generic, 1 blue, and 1 black mana for a 4/4 with flash. And Zaret Zan has 2 generic mana, 1 blue, 1 black. Return an unblocked attacking rogue you control to its owner's hand. Put Zaret Zan the Trickster from your hand onto the battlefield tapped and attacking. And when Zaret Zan deals combat damage to a player, you may put target permanent card from that player's graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. Oh dear. Oh dear. Okay.
Oh my god.
Oh wow. So we played with the name of the mechanic. It's Rogue Jitsu. So a callback of Kamigawa time. So Sho, let's start with limited first. What do you think of this card?
Even kung maski wala kay Rogue Line, like
Yeah.
it's still flash, di ba?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, so would can still take the opponents by surprise.
Yeah. Rogue Jitsu.
And with the rogues, like a lot of them are evasive anyway, so could easily connect and
discount.
make use of the last ability.
Yes. So I've scarred. So in standard, I've scarred the internets again yesterday, and I've seen early access streamers having a blast with a black-blue rogue deck with having 2 or 3 copies of Zaret Zan in their top end of the curve, because it is a rogue. So the 1-drop from M21 Rogue Matters Mill card is very, very happy with that. And having a 4-drop, since because it's very synergistic with the rogue aspect of Zendikar Rising and M21, where the rogues will mill your library, and in the end, if you have a Zaret Zan in play and it connects damage, Zan can now pick a permanent card. Permanent. Let's remind everybody that getting permanents is very, very good. And if this connects,
It is, especially for free.
yeah, and for free. If you get permanents for free, it's Value Town. So with
Yes, baby.
yes, it's very spicy. I'm very happy. I posted this in MTG Davao. I'm very happy with this card, and I hope I could play 1 or 2 copies of this in my black blue rogue deck. In Commander,
It's very nice,
Yeah.
indeed.
I think in Commander the wording for ninjas is just ninjas, right? Wala hindi sila ninja rogue or
No, ninjutsu is any creature. This
any
guy
creature.
is dapat rogue.
Yeah. But the second ability of Zan only matters with a rogue. Unblock attacking rogue.
Dapat rogue yung
Yeah.
attacking.
So I was wondering for Commander, a big shout out to Emir, the one who pilots a ninjutsu commander deck. I'm thinking I would like to I'm trying to figure out if ninja is just a subtype ninja only or is it ninja rogue? Because if that's the case, Zan is a very good addition to that ninjutsu deck. Or even though without
I think pwede. Yeah.
even without the ninjutsu effect, having Zan in your black blue commander decks is very, very good. Especially when it connects. When it just connects to one opponent in the board. Anyway, with that out of the way,
I know at least he has at least one rogue at least in that deck. I think I'm pretty sure. May at least one rogue na changeling.
Tapos mag-attack lang yung changeling, no? Tapos yung parang, sige, take yung changeling. Zan. Ayan, ganon. So,
yes, hello. Free permanents.
It will say hello, everybody. So, with that out of the way, our last multicolored rare show, Zan the Trickster, is he a yay, a nay, or a meh?
It's a yay. Another yay.
It's a yay. And I think we hit a very good percentage of yays over the nays, over the rares. And that concludes our multicolored review.
Because I'm not biased in multicolor.
Oh wow. You are unbiased. So tama, you're not biased. I'm unbiased. So with that out of the way, we've skipped we're done with the rares. So before we proceed with our artifact review show, is there are no multicolored commons in the set. There are only uncommons. Is there 1 or 2 uncommons in the multicolored slot that you are very excited to see?
Yes, I'll name 2, but I'll just go over 1 because the other one is self-explanatory na. The first one, Kargan War Leader.
Ooh, Kargan War Leader. I'll just splash it on the screen. Why Kargan Leader is a very, very caught your eye. Why did it caught your eye? Tama ba yung grammar?
It's the Warrior Lord with solid stats.
Oh, 3 for 3. Ooh.
3-drop. Yeah, other warriors get +1/+1.
Yeah,
so I think a lot of warrior deck are will welcome that with open arms.
Yes, human warriors. So you can put it in a Boros warrior anthem. Very big warriors.
Najila, pwede din.
Yeah. So it's very spicy. It's a very spicy.
Warrior, di ba? Najila.
Wait lang. Anong color siya? Yung white? Wait lang.
Red, si Najila. Pero 5 colors siya.
Pwede yun. Okay. But this is not a party member. This is not a good party member because he wants other warriors instead. So, biased siya sa kanyang mga friends. He only has warrior friends. So, what's your next uncommon show?
Si Murasa Root Grazer.
Oh, this one's very spicy too. But why is he?
Yes,
Yeah,
it
so
is
uh,
red hot chili pepper.
red hot chili pepper. Why show? Why is Murasa Root Grazer a? Oh my God. So we'll go a little bit on his abilities. Tap Murasa Root Grazer. You may put a basic land from your hand and return target basic land you control. Okay. So this is a ramp spell with vigilance.
Yeah, pwede, but more on the lines of uh landfall, guaranteed landfall every turn.
Landfall enabler. Ooh,
Yeah,
spicy. Oh, and you can do it
and vigilance, so it can
instant
attack.
speed. Yeah, it can
Yeah.
attack. A two drop with a 2/3 stats is very solid also and
Mm.
limited. And it's a very good landfall enabler. Oh. Once you get
Yes,
to
very
untap
good.
with Murasa, ugh, dirty things can happen with landfall triggers.
Very dirty things
Over.
indeed. Yes.
so, so that ends our multicolor review. If there is just one card that you're very excited to pick up in Zendikar Rising show, what would that card be?
Ah, wala pa na-discuss eh. Sa ano, sa
Multicolored,
artifacts.
multicolored. Sa multicolored.
Is a multicolored.
If there's one
Ah,
multicolored card that you're very
si,
excited to pick up, who would it be? Who or what would it?
I like si Zaret-san.
Ooh, Zaret Zan, that's your good call.
Yes.
And ako, I'm very
Mm.
excited with Omnat, as I've discussed earlier.
He's also pala the other guy in the trailer, I'm told.
No, it it it
Yeah.
it was Nahiri, a guy and a girl, diba? Is Zaret Zan the girl? No.
Yeah, so he was the other guy.
So the
Yeah,
other
that's
no.
what yun yung sinabi ni the girl na hindi sinahiri. You,
Ah.
what did you do to Zaret? Something like that.
Oh. Oh, kawawang Zaret. So Zaret, I'm sorry, but you're still very good as a MTG
Yeah,
card. But with that out of the way,
yeah.
we're
It's
done with the
rip, brother.
multicolored. And now we're going to transfer to the artifacts. And we only have 4 cards to cover in the artifacts section. And we will now go with our first mythic in the artifact set. And this one, my commander deck is very happy with this card. And this guy is Forsaken Monument.
Ah,
Forsaken Monument is a legendary
yes.
artifact with 5 generic mana. And it just is simple. It's very simple. Colorless creature you control gets +2/+2. Whenever you tap a permanent for 1 colorless Eldrazi mana, add an additional colorless mana. And whenever you cast a colorless spell, you gain 2 life. So, Shaw, I can feel your excitement for this card. What do you think about this card?
Yeah. Oh my God. I feel things I cannot say, I think,
Yes.
in that will leave me unjudged.
So, this monument is a callback to 2 of the praetors. The first is a callback to Eleshnorn, giving +2/+2, and the second is the green praetor. It's a callback. So, but it's a Pyrexian, so it's not a callback. So it's just like, hey, it's an anthem for Eldrazi creatures, artifact creatures. Ooh, my commander deck is very happy with this deck, and since Ugin is still the 6 to cast Ugin is already bye bye. So Yeah, so this card
Yeah,
is
it's like no,
yeah. It, ah,
it's like Mirari's Wake for colorless decks.
yeah. Oh, colorless decks, especially in Commander. Oh, like a Kozilek Commander deck. Oh, wow. I am very excited. I will pick
Hello.
one up. I will pick one of these bad boys up instantly because of the ability because it was erratad,
Hello.
'di ba? Hello, yeah, I'm here. You're still here. You're still there.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I think it's
Okay.
been erratad before na all the non-basics of the past is producing Eldrazi mana. Some of them. Some of the
Hello.
non-basic lands have been so with this in play, all my non-basic Eldrazi producing mana becomes a Sol Ring, and the Sol Ring becomes a Basalt Monolith. I think it's worded 3 Eldrazi. So, very good times for
Mm.
artifact decks. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. I am
Yes.
very happy.
So many yes.
Yes. But I think for a certain someone in this podcast would not like this in their 5-color commander deck. So, with that in mind, Sho, Forsaken Monument, is this a yay, a nay, or a meh?
It's so much yay, man.
Oh, yeah. It's so much yay. 5-drop? It's 5-drop in
Mm.
Commander. Oh, la 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 la. And with the array
Nice.
of...
Second turn, first turn.
Yeah. Oh. First turn Sol Ring. Second turn meh.
Mana Crypt.
Mana Crypt. Then this guy. Oh, Mana Crypt. Oh my God. Mana Crypt recall. Oh my God. All the ramp in the world. Oh, wow, 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 wow. So, with Forsaken Monument standing on the sidelines, and I'm picking one up for less than $17. We will now proceed with
Wow.
our next mythic, and this next mythic screams Commander viable out of the gates, and this is another tongue twister for me. And this guy is Lithoform Engine. Lithoform Engine is a legendary artifact for 4 generic mana, and it has 3 abilities. You pay 2 generic mana and tap Lithoform Engine. Copy target activated or triggered ability you control. You may choose new targets for the copy. You pay 3 mana and tap Lithoform Engine. Copy target instant or sorcery spell you control. You may choose new targets for the copy. And if you pay 4 and tap Lithoform Engine, copy target permanent spell you control. So, I think this is the card that you're very excited.
Okay lang.
Okay lang. Yun. So,
Pero
yeah.
to be honest, I'm more excited sa Forsaken Monument.
Oh,
But
yeah.
this is still very good.
Yes.
No question.
Because,
So many possibilities sa
yeah.
sa abilities. You know who's excited for this? I think si Uncle would love this.
Oh, Uncle. A big shout out to Uncle. But I think creature heavy man yung deck niya, di ba? Okay, copy target permanent spell.
Copy permanent.
Ugh. It's so dirty. It's another very dirty deck.
And the ability, mga ability triggers.
Yeah. And this is another Isochron Scepter sort of. If you have the blue spell that untaps all non-land permanents. And so if you have a bunch of mana rocks and floating mana, you can I forgot the blue card. That was a blue card in Kaladesh.
Yeah. Untap all non-land permanents.
Yeah. So
and Isochron Scepter is a combo for everything.
Yeah. Unlimited. The second ability is okay for permanents. You can fetch 2 times. Am I correct? Pwede ka mag-fetch lands twice if you activate this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay.
Pwede
So
kayo.
so payable. Another Eldrazi commander would like to get this also along with the monument. So you've convinced me there. You've convinced me there. So with that in mind, sure, lithoform engine. Is this a yay, a nay, or a meh?
It's a yay.
It's a yay. It's a yay. And we will now quickly proceed with our next rare. And this next rare is very confusing at first, but as we try to decipher this card, we will get an idea of what this card really do. And this card is Myriad Construct. So Myriad Construct is a 4 mana artifact creature construct. So construct is back with 4/4, 4 generic mana. It has kicker of 3 generic mana, and it says if Myriad Construct was kicked, it enters the battlefield with a +1/+1 counter on it for each non-basic land your opponents control. And when Myriad Construct becomes the target of a spell, sacrifice it and create a number of 1/1 colorless construct artifact creatures tokens equal to its power. Oh wow. It's a good boy. Yun.
Yeah, it is. It's solid, but again, I'm not a fan of kicker. Pero if your opponent has the lands, then sure. If you have enough mana you can use you can kick it, and it's pretty big.
But even though without a kicker, if you try to waste a
Still
spell
good.
on Myriad, you still have 4 1/1 creatures, which is still
1/1, yeah.
value town. Yeah.
It is value town.
It is value town. But the second line only happens when it becomes a target of a spell. It does not says when it dies. So that's a little sad there. But overall, this card is very solid. It's a good filler card in your
Very
limited
solid.
deck,
Yeah.
in your limited draft deck.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good first
Yeah.
pack, first pick
High
show.
pick.
Is this a first pack, first pick situation?
Yeah, like if you don't see any other bombs pack, sure,
Yeah.
it's solid. You don't commit to a single any color yet if you pick
Yeah.
this.
Ooh, it's very nasty. So with that in mind, Myriad Construct show, is this a yay, a nay, or a meh?
It's a yay. It's a yay.
It's a yay. And with that, we're gonna speed up this artifact review because we still have the lands. And we will now go with our second, and this is a callback to this is a callback to what's a good
Chalice?
callback? Chalice?
Ever-flowing chalice.
Or maybe Gilded Lotus? Or maybe yeah. So this is Skyclave Relic. Skyclave Relic is a 3 generic mana artifact with kicker 3 generic. It has indestructible.
Ay, wait.
Wait.
Astral Cornucopia.
Oh yeah, Astral Cornucopia. Yeah. Because if you pay 6, you have 3 mana, right? 3 mana of any color.
If you pay 6, you have 2 for the Cornucopia. So
Triple
I think
X.
right out of the gate.
Yeah. So this is a much
Yeah,
better
pero
Astral.
ano
Yeah.
siya?
Independent.
Pwede higher yung Cornucopia.
Yeah. Oh, lala.
This one, up to 3 ka lang talaga. Kasi once lang yung kicker.
Yeah. So, it has kicker of 3, indestructible, and when Skyclave Relic enters the battlefield, if it was kicked, create 2 tap tokens that are copies of Skyclave Relic. It taps for add 1 mana of any color. So, isang card lang ang nagasigaw sa akin pag nakikita ko tong card na to. Doubling season. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah.
I broken.
So with that, I think it's a yay.
It's an
So,
automatic
I
yay
think
for that.
Yeah, it's safe to move on.
Yeah, it's safe
Nothing
to.
much to see here.
Yeah, nothing much to see here. Don't collect
Uh,
them because I will buy like 1 or 2 copies of this guy because I really like it.
yeah, prepare the full art foil.
Oh, full art foil. Oh, wow, tama. It's still it's not very cheap. It's still cheap in a sense, but compared to other rares, running at around $2.67. No,
Yeah,
$2.73.
not bad.
Not bad for a rare, but the full art,
Get them now. Okay,
yeah,
I think may potential pa to.
yeah, and in
EDH,
Commander,
oh, it screams EDH.
yeah, it screams
Yeah.
EDH and it's very very good. So, we're done with the artifacts. They only have 2 mythics and 2 rares, and all of them are very very good. But we're gonna cover one card either in the common or uncommon slot that is very interesting for you, Sho. Do you have any commons, uncommons artifacts that you're like,
Yeah,
yeah?
I have one.
Oh yes, and what card is that card?
We're not gonna go over the equipments because it's covered now with the
Yeah,
white, red, and the multicolor spells.
yeah.
So I'm gonna go with Relic Golem.
Yeah, I guessed it right. That's also my favorite card in the uncommon slot. Ooh, it's very nice. It's very cute. And
Yeah, it's very cute, and I think Mill is pushed in the set, right,
yes,
with the
with the
robes and
robes.
the blue white stuff.
But can you say that this can be
Oh,
a
blue black stuff. Sorry.
yeah, blue black good stuff mail what evs. So
Yeah,
but
it's pushed. Yeah.
without the mail mechanic show, would this be a good budget alternative for a win condition for control decks? Sorry.
Yeah, pwede kayo.
Yeah, kasi it just nagtambay lang siya sa
Eh,
kilid.
it's a millstone na eh.
Yeah, it's a millstone. Tapos when it
For 3 mana
yeah,
instead. And it
tapos
can attack or block like after how many turns?
yeah,
It's 6/6. It's pretty big.
it's pretty big, and if it's pretty big, everybody likes
For 3 mana.
yeah, everybody likes it pretty big. So with that
Yeah,
so with that in mind, so we're done with the artifacts, and I'm very
yes,
very
yeah.
excited for the mythic artifacts of the set, and now we are now
Me too, me too.
yes, and now we're going to the most spiciest of spiciest. We're now going to the land review. Uh, Before we head on, mag-thank you sa Kodaan for taking time. If you're still listening to us at this point, thank you everybody, and thank you to Shaw for hanging around while we're doing this podcast. But now,
Thank you.
yeah,
And you're
yeah,
welcome.
this has been very, very fun and very, very informative. And we will now proceed with the land cycle, and we're gonna go over first the ones that is not very common. So we're gonna start with Crawling Barrens. Crawling Barrens is a
Okay.
land that taps for 1 colorless mana. And it says, if you pay 4 generic mana, put 2+1/+1 counter on Crawling Barrens, then you may have it become a 0/0 elemental creature until end of turn. It's still a land. Holy wowzers.
Yes, holy wowzers.
This is a Holy Wowzers card. I am very happy of this card,
It
and
is.
because
Yes.
it has the May clause, so that in control decks they would just like, hey, I'll just pump this for now, and just don't turn it into a creature. I'll just
Magstay yung counters.
magstay yung counters, even though
Okay.
na it's either kahit maging creature siya or magstay lang siya as land, you may put +2+1/+1 counters on it, kasi it's just like the Elspeth Conquers that, like, you can reanimate a planeswalker and choose between a +1/+1 and a loyalty on that permanent. So this one is a very good, man land. This is one of the better man lands that
It
I've
is
seen.
indeed.
Yes.
Yeah.
So man lands is very, very
But
essential. Yeah.
you
But
have to you have to activate it para maging creature. Like you
yeah,
have to pay 4 first, right?
yeah, that's the only downside. So if you're going to attack, you need to spend 4 mana outside. So you need to have a total of 5
I
lands
see.
in
I
play
see.
to make this a creature. So if you think of it, if you pay 4 mana for a 2/2, it's not much of a threat. But if you like at end of turn, I pay 4. If you have open mana, especially in control decks, they could just like pay 4 and put 2/2 counters on their turn. If you want to attack, you can now pay 4 for a 4/4 elemental creature, which is solid.
Tama.
So it's a very solid
Yeah, yeah.
manland. And if you're in the control
It's
matchups, yeah, it can
it's a
be
nice combo with Forsaken Monument.
because it's a colorless. Oh no, it
Mm-hmm.
becomes a oh no. It produces 2 mana. Oh my god. Why did we review artifacts? And so in limited show in limited quick question, are manlands first pick viable?
Uh, yeah, I think pwede.
Ooh, that's very reassuring because since it's colorless, you're still not committing to a color
Yeah.
and a strategy and having a
Oh.
manland, which is very hard. Destroying
And
lands,
madali lang siya
splash.
very easy to put in the deck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it's a land.
Kaya land slot ang i-occupy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it won't occupy that much space. So the Barrens is very good. So, is this a yay, a nay, or a meh?
It's a yay. It's a yay.
It's a yay, and we'll give it the yay. And we'll now proceed with our next rare. And this one is, I think this is the one in the trailer, the one they visited. I think this is the one.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah. So this is
Oo.
a powered up Merodin core. Ay, core, ano ganun yun na land? So this is Throne of
Yeah, Meredith
Makindi.
score.
Throne of Makindi na matindi. So this is a land that taps for a colorless mana, and if you pay 1 generic mana, tap it and put a charge counter on Throne of Makindi. And if you tap it, remove a charge counter from Throne of Makindi, add 2 mana of any one color, spend this mana only to cast kick spells. Oh, I forgot to read that part. So,
Kick
wow.
spells.
Oh.
Ay,
Kick
goodness.
spells. So
what's the best payoff kick spell for the set
in
in
green,
your opinion?
in green, there's the beast, the can't be countered can't be countered
Oh, yeah.
hexproof haste. That's a good payoff for kicker.
Mm-hmm.
In black, the inscriptions. Okay, it's part of the flavor. Now I get it. So if this was the place where Nahiri got the inscriptions, the inscriptions are very strong. The black, the green, and the blue inscriptions. They are kick spells that you can choose 3 modes. So, I think this is very good with the inscriptions. In white, is there a very good kick spell in white? Put it in the comments if you think there's what good kicker cards do you think is very viable in standard. But in commander, this is if you have a kicker deck, if you have a deck in commander that has a lot of kicker, this is an auto include.
Kicker deck.
Yeah, kicker deck. I'm really disappointed.
Outside of the kicker deck, I think it's a combo with Forsaken Monument.
Oh, again? But If it it produces 2 colorless mana. God darn it.
2 mana.
God
Yeah.
darn it, show. We're now, we excuse everybody. We're now in the point of the podcast where our brains are deteriorating and we are now just
Yes.
thinking of basic. But overall, show, if you
Thank you,
open,
kicker.
yeah, you've already said a while ago that you hate kicker. You're not really a fan of kicker.
Yes.
So if you open this
No.
in a pack,
Sorry
is
to
this a
say.
yay, a nay, or a meh?
Nay. I'm sorry.
It's a nay. Let's give him the horn of disdain. And with that, we're already we're already over the 2 rares. We'll just read out the we don't need the uncommon because it's party land. It's base camp. But now,
Party land.
yeah,
Yes.
now we're gonna spend a little time in these lands. I might try to show one. So let's just show the black blue one. So this is meron na bang tawag sa mga cards na ito? It's the dual
Pathway.
face. Pathway. Okay.
Pathways.
Tama.
Yeah.
They are the pathway cycles, and they are the rare pathway lands, rare lands that is also flipped. There are also flip cards. So I am very
Yes.
at first glance on the spoilers when we were discussing this, I felt that this was enters the battlefield tap at first. I was very sad. But then a while ago, when I
No,
was
it
trying to
doesn't.
read the spoilers again, I read it back. I am shocked because this comes into play untapped and it is very good. Sho, what do you think about the pathway cycle?
They're very, very good.
Very, very
Oh
good.
my god. I think these lands alone are a very good reason to buy Zendikar, this new
Box.
Zendikar set.
Yes, this is a very good reason to buy Zendikar Rising, especially in our local
Yes.
game store. So that is yes.
Shout out.
Shout out to Tonton. Bye to Tonton. I'm not implicating anything
Yes.
else. So yes.
Our good friend Arnel has said in one of our discussions, these are borderline, strictly better basics. Almost.
Almost
But
better, yeah.
the key thing is walang land typing, basic land type.
Yeah.
And because of the prevalence of fetch lands, parang some players are turned off sa eternal formats with these lands.
But still you can, if you're like in but would this like change the mana bases of other eternal formats? Because it's still very good if you have this on hand, or you still prefer the ones that can be fetched.
I think some decks like the ones that are not very dependent on fetch lands would really love these lands.
Yes.
Like for example the fast aggro decks like Burn. I think even Storm, which oftentimes doesn't use fetch lands, right?
Yeah.
I think would love the blue-red version.
Yeah.
Wow.
But yes, it has its limitations, but it's still very good, especially for 2-colored aggro decks. You can now have the flexibility of putting double colored mana symbols in your 2-color decks, because you do not have the fear of being mana screwed with this card.
Yes.
So it's very nice.
It's very good. It's very good.
Yeah.
Like face value, very good, very good. Like even in EDH, if not for the fetch lands, like if you don't use that, I think these are auto include because first it doesn't come into play tap, and the flexibility of choosing either side.
Yeah.
as with all the other modal spells.
So, with that in mind, before we leave, I'll give you a little quiz, a little reminder. There are 6 of these dual-faced pathway lands, and they are the
Mhm.
black-blue, the red-blue, the red-white, the white-black, and the red-green, and the green-white. So, uh, uh, ano yun? Pop quiz hotshot. Which
Pop
of
quiz.
yeah, speed reference. So, quiz lang sa mo show. Which of the pathways is the
Mm.
most expensive? Yung may price. And which is the one, which land is the cheapest one? Which pathway is the cheapest one?
Most expensive, I'm guessing Riverglide Pathway.
Oh, and the most cheapest is
Ang cheapest, I would guess, the red-green one, Crown
oh,
Pathway.
you are off
Or
by
wait, or baka ang ano, baka ang green-white.
Okay, so you got the cheapest one right, and it is Branch Loft Pathway. So right now, if Zendikar Rising is selling today, Branch Loft Pathway is $4, while
Mm-hmm.
the River Glide Pathway is $7. But the most expensive out of all the cycles is Clear Water Pathway with $9, because
Ah,
this is very, very
blue-black.
promising in Pioneer. Being able to be flexible with a turn 1 op or a turn 1 Totsis is very, very, very,
Tama,
very
no?
strong. Very, very enticing indeed. So without the drawback
So
of,
yes,
yeah, this is an yeah.
that just proves na not all color combinations are created equal.
Yes. And- yeah, because in
Sorry to
Eternal,
say for
yeah.
green white.
I'm sorry, green white, but all the other green white pilots there, you can now get them for cheap and get them as soon as possible, because in making a collection of magic cards, I think lands is a very good investment to start building a
Yes.
collection. Uh,
Buy them now.
yes, buy them
Get them
now.
while they're hot.
So it's just like real estate. You buy them cheap now, and eventually down the road, they would increase in value also. So,
Yeah, if it doesn't get reprinted too much.
yes, just like the. But even though fetch lands and shock lands have been reprinted a bunch of times, they're still pricey a little bit. But, you know,
Yeah, yeah.
but I think these are the cycles that might not be reprinted, because I think the
For a
modal,
while,
yeah,
no?
for a while, yeah,
Because
I
of
think so.
being double faced.
Yeah, being double faced, it's very unique, and I think this
Yeah.
would
That
bring in,
specific.
yeah, deck specific, and especially the dual faced cards, the non-land dual face cards is very strong, because it will help your mana base very much. Just like in
Yes, it
limited,
will.
you can now drive your, you can now put your mana base lower on a lower curve.
Yeah, I've seen like standard decks getting greedy and not using any lands.
Yeah. Ugh, it's very strong. It's very strong indeed, because
Yeah, but
even though,
all of your lands come into play tap
but if
unless
you
you
have the
pay 3 for
pathway,
some.
yeah, but if you have the pathway, even though it's off color, you can just use the red mana and the white mana. So if you have like a Boros deck, if you have 2 colors, because I think it's a Boros deck, so you can put in the red blue modal cards, which is still okay, because you can play the red side always, and you can play with the white green side and just play it as a plains, so it doesn't hurt your mana base that much. So you can have like 12 flip at 12, it's either 9 pathways and 8.
Yes, if you don't have Mountain Matters deck or like decks that that
matters
count the land type
Yeah. So it's very
and
good.
just cut the basics.
Oh,
Yes, it is
it's
very
very
good.
good. Okay, so with that out of the way, we are now in the end of our podcast. Before we
Yes.
end this podcast, I would personally say thank you very much to Sho for taking the time with this podcast. I'm still learning the ropes of doing a podcast. So, to every listener and viewer of this podcast, thank you for listening. And hopefully, if are there any commander only cards in Zendikar Rising that you can see in Commander, or yung general lang ang makita mo nun, yung mga commanders.
I think a lot of the cards here are commander only. I think I'm leaning towards. Wait.
I
It's hard
still
to
haven't
say.
checked.
Hard to say.
I still haven't checked. And if I see a list, I might invite you again and other commander aficionados for a commander.
Wait. Si the guy that copies si Lithoform, what's the name?
Lithoform engine.
No one that Yeah. I think that's
You can also get it in
medyo commander only.
no, you can see it in 'di ba may product na commander only sa Zendikar? 'Di ba we have the standard only, then the commander. But if there are exclusive commander exclusive cards in the Zendikar Rising product, I might make another podcast with Sho and the gang. So this is my first time having a podcast with only one person. Hopefully, we could make a podcast which is a little bit shorter but with multiple guests. Para the more, the merrier.
The merrier.
The more, the merrier. Anyway, once again, thank you very much, Sho, for taking the time.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you for adding color. Yes, always. And I hope to see you in the next podcast. And to everybody who is still here, thank you very much. Don't forget, by the time of this posting, Zendikar Rising on paper would be released next week, hopefully, if the package arrives. And support your local game store. and as always, I will see you in the next video. I love you 1,000,000. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.